I never thought that I would turn on this camera and have to have a discussion about my old ass. Hello, everyone. Terrence here with Hollywood Already Did It. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, ring that bell below. Anytime we have something, you will be among the first to know. It's been a minute. A little bit in between shows, Silo and Dune Prophecy and all that stuff is coming. I'll probably do Alex Cross as well, but I'm here now to talk about a movie. A little independent comedy, sci-fi, coming-of-age story called My Old Ass that dropped on Amazon Prime. Yes, the title was funny, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, literally. um, but it's a really smart and well-done film. And I just felt like after seeing it, I wanted to come and have a conversation and just tell people, scream for the rafters, you should be watching this movie. My Old Ass is about a young girl named Elliot who, not gonna lie to you guys, for about 20 minutes into this movie, my brain was racking itself. Like, where do I know this girl from? Where do I know this girl from? Like, certain mannerisms. Her face looked like someone I knew or recognized, but I couldn't place it. And then all of a sudden, I had to stop and look it up. She is much older than when I last saw her, but she used to be on Nashville as the youngest daughter to Connie Britton's character. She played Daphne on that show. So I unlocked so much in my head. I was like, thank you, because I would have been sitting the rest of this film thinking about that. But Maisy plays Elliot in this film. And Elliot is on her 18th birthday. She and her two friends decide to go on a trip, a mushroom trip. And that mushroom trip opens up a hallucinogen and a hallucination where she runs and talks to her 39-year-old old version of herself, played by Aubrey Plaza. And they have a discussion and back and forth, and some tidbits are given about life. Mainly, the biggest one is just like to be kinder to your family. Be kinder to your family. Spend time with them. Spend time with your mother. Spend time with your brothers. Get to know them, because time is not something that you're going to be able to get back. It's always fleeting. The other is to sort of avoid a specific person. I'm not going to go into super spoilers on this, but it's to avoid a person. It is very hard to tell your 18-year-old version of yourself to not do anything. And so it is a matter of seeing still a coming of age story, still watching Elliot kind of grow up, fall in love, do her things, but within the back of her mind, sort of giving this roadmap of her life to say, hey, I need to listen to my older self because something happened that was terrible, that I'm not supposed to go down this path. And Aubrey Plaza and Maisy are perfect together. They're pretty. It's almost like a play because there's not that many scene sets. It's the house, the boat, the campgrounds where she first has her trips. But it's a really truncated movie, 88 minutes, get in and get out. But the film hinges on the fact that you can sort of accept the sci-fi element and just go away with, like, don't have to get under the hood of it, don't have to explain it. I'd say a movie like, also with Aubrey Plaza, Safety Not Guaranteed, like those type of films where sci-fi is a piece of it, but it's more of a drama. It's a low sci-fi stake, and the whole sci-fi piece is just the explanation of, hey, these two people are talking to each other, and then they can communicate with each other as well now that they've had this sort of first interaction. But what I loved about this movie, and as we get through it, is that if anybody who's 39 or older, 39 to 45, 39 to 50, you have those moments where you wish you could go back to talk to your younger self. And would you sort of give yourself a blueprint? It's like, hey, don't do this. Like, this might be this, this might cause pain this way. This may cause this way. But it's so well written in that you kind of come around and you're like, well, I don't know if I would do that. A part of who I am now is because I was so carefree and naive and open to everything at that point. I don't want to crush that, because that's going to crush that all around. And I don't want to end that for me. I still want to grow into a person. I still want to be able to say that I did at least have the chance to love someone that I probably wouldn't have loved, or lived a life that I wouldn't have lived. Let me still have that roadmap. Don't come back and say, don't do this, don't do that, because it's not fair. I think what makes people who they are is to experience those pains, experience those tragic loves, experience those heartbreaks. Like, that makes you, and makes you who you are, makes you stronger. And if you take them away, uh, changes who you are. I also think there's an amazing, it's so subtle and so cool, but the sort of, there's a sequence at the end here where Aubrey sort of says goodbye to the person that caused the pain in her life. And it's heartbreaking. Like this movie sort of catches you in your jaw a couple of times where you're like, oh, this is a great coming of age story. Why am I weeping? Um, and so you get this hodgepodge of comedy, coming of age story, and sci-fi with some elements of a romance. It's a budding romance. It's where the coming of age piece comes in. And so it's great to sort of spend this time here, do this. It doesn't wear out its welcome. It gets in, gets out, tells you the story that it needs to tell you, and does so in a very quite well written and acted package. So on my scale of Play It Again, Sam, I didn't mind that. Once is enough, or give me a time zone so I never have to think about this film again. This is a Play It Again, Sam. Like honestly, they don't make films like these anymore. These coming of age stories, these My Girls or these low budget 80-minute. I'm just telling you a story about a slice of life. Sometimes a little bit of a hidden or a extra genre thrown in to sort of keep it fresh and keep it new. But we don't get these anymore. Everything's sort of higher budgeted in the theaters, and I get it. They're trying to butts in the seats, but you get that now on these streaming things. So when you get something that's as well written and well acted as this, I feel it's my duty to sort of say you should watch this, give this a shot. It's not going to blow your mind because coming of age stories are all sort of about the same, but that little sci-fi element they throw into it is creative enough that it allows you to sort of think and like, hey, if I were in this, would I, the older version of me, would the 40-something-year-old version of Terrence go talk to the 18-year-old version of Terrence and tell him like, hey, this is going to get real. You might want to do this and this. I don't know if I would. And this movie kind of shows you when you go into it why that may not be the case. So if you haven't, go ahead and give it a shot. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I'm sure everybody has Prime. You should. It's the one that comes with your shipping stuff. It's the only one that is like, may not watch it, but I got it. And for football. Give it a shot. Check it out. If you haven't already, you can follow us on Twitter at HollywoodADI. You can hit us up on email at HollywoodAlreadyDidIt@gmail.com. We also have a podcast with the same name that's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the place podcasts. We're there. I will be back relatively soon, probably this week, with some Alex Cross stuff. But like always, I got my ticket. You got yours.